Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, it's time for my update for the month of May. So before I get into any more details, time for the intro. I have a little bit to update on this month, so I thought I would do an update. And today I'm going to be talking about my latest appointment with my neurologist. I'm going to be talking about getting to go off of my furosemide. And I'm also going to share how I've been feeling lately, being that it's springtime now and kind of in the peak for my migraines, at least with weather's changing and rain and storms and all of that. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing I want to get into actually is an update to the vaccination side effects video that I did. So I took you guys through my vaccine side effects from the COVID vaccine, and I thought I was done at the point where I had finished with that video, but it turns out I ended up getting COVID arm. So for those of you who are unfamiliar or haven't heard of this term before, COVID arm is a reaction to the vaccine that occurs about a week to 10 days after getting the vaccine, and it looks like a little bit of a rash. This only lasted for about 2.5 to 3 days for me. I didn't end up taking anything for it. It was really only a little itchy the first night, and then the next day I hardly even noticed it was there. Basically all I did with it was just watch it and make sure that it didn't get any worse or that it didn't spread any further than it had. So that was basically it for that. The next thing I want to get into is just how my appointment went with my neurologist. I had my appointment with my neurologist a week ago today, and it was pretty straightforward appointment actually. It was a pretty quick one, and basically just talking about how my ophthalmology appointment went and saying that everything is good. I asked if I was able to go off of the furosemide at that point, and I was given the go ahead to do that. Basically got the advice on how best to do that. And so I am now off of the furosemide, and I was really excited actually. So my first goal in, I believe it was March or February, was to get off of the acetazolamide and not have any trouble. I was so excited when my ophthalmology appointment ended up being absolutely perfect because I didn't want to go back on the acetazolamide. I talked about why in that update. I will try and find that update and put it actually right here so you guys can check out that update on how my ophthalmology appointment went. My next goal was to get off of the furosemide, because if I could get off the furosemide, I actually wouldn't be taking daily medications anymore. I would just be on the monthly injection. I'll just end this update with how I've been feeling lately. With it being May, this is usually my worst time out of the year. So we actually have just had several days of pretty significant rain. It's even raining today. I've actually been doing fairly good considering the rain. I've been mostly tired more than anything, which that tends to happen anyways when it's cloudy for several days, because I'm not used to having a bunch of rainy days in a row. It just usually doesn't happen here. We needed it though, so I was trying not to complain about the rain. I didn't really notice that my head was hurting all of that much, which it can do. The thing is that the period before the rain came was also the time I was experiencing my period. So the thing is that having those two things definitely led to my bucket overflowing basically, and definitely I think causing some migraine in the days when I was at the start of my period. last week. But honestly, my migraines have been nothing this year compared to the last several years, which has been honestly really nice. And it's been honestly quite nice to have it so different and be able to function. I know that when the weather is kind of back and forth, like even what it has been in the last couple weeks here, it can be really hard on me. I'm still like I said, I'm still noticing a bit of fatigue and some headaches occasionally, but they're nowhere near as bad as what they used to be, so they're manageable now. And that's basically all I want. If I can get to the point where I'm able to manage something, even if it's not 100% gone, I consider that a check in my win column, because it's better than it used to be, and it's almost to the point now where I'm so used to dealing with a certain level of pain that if that pain level doesn't reach a certain threshold, I don't really notice that there's pain even there. Like, I really have to think about and go, yeah, there might have been a little bit. If I had to think back and go, yeah, there might have been a little bit, but it wasn't to the point where it was not allowing me to function or anything. So that's a major win as well. Just even not only having your migraine days reduced so that you have less, but so that when you do have migraine days, they're a lot less than they were before, so you can actually function to a certain point, is a really nice thing to have. The one thing I have been noticing that I'm going to have to keep my eye on at this point is my double vision. I have been having a little bit of problems with it, but I think the double vision happens with the migraines as well, because the double vision will come and go. If I ever got to the point where I was having double vision consistently again, I would likely be very concerned, because that's what was happening before. So it wouldn't come and go, it was there constantly. And if it ever gets to the point where it's constant again, then I might be a little bit more concerned about it, but it's coming in and out with the migraines now. So as long as it continues to do that, then I'm sure everything is fine. If you're enjoying my content, please feel free to subscribe. Remember that it's completely free. It just allows us to reach more people with IIH and migraines. When you're subscribing, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss any of my upcoming future content. If you enjoyed this particular video, be sure to give it a like. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye, everyone.